afraid of the big bad wolf. Let's go in here and get a bucket.
1 of 6 transfers that.
But it might not be tomorrow.
She learned the hard way when she coached at UAlbany prior to her time at the Conti Forum. Fudd on the cut. She choked and said we trust the 6-time men's champions. Play later tonight. Fudd, midi, and the foul.
And that's one thing that Azzi Fudd does really well, is just getting to her spots, raising up and shooting over everyone. She has probably one of the purest jump shots.
Azzi graduated in May 2024 with a bachelor's degree in communication, currently pursuing a Master of Business Administration degree. Anderson took a few dribbles, double team in UConn's defense. Could lead to more offense. Fudd up the other end too. Who puts it in? Same pink sneakers for both of them. Fudd on the skip. Paint touch, Sarah Williams on cue.
Again, like Sarah has the height advantage inside, so whenever she gets the ball, it's a way for her to really be dominant down there.
McGee motors, but plucked out of bounds by Fudd. 10 turnovers for Boston College in this one to start the half. Pass intended for Fudd. It's fumbled at the line. Still plenty of time. Transfer, a true sophomore. Pass to Strong, bank is open. So
they want to see how well they work as Azzi.
That's a 3 for Azzi Fudd. Guarded by McDaniel. Skip pass. Fudd. Make it rain. Azzi is back.
Yes, sir. That was just such great ball movement.
South Carolina right up there at the top. Fudd again. Corner pocket is hers.
But that was such a great screen, back screen from Sarah.
Noted. Ash, Papagino. Morgan, thanks for your time.
No problem. Thank you. Papagino is definitely nicer now. Morgan has told no lies.
And Azzi Fudd drills yet another three-pointer. She's 4 for 4 from deep in the quarter.
Morgan tells no lies.
And she's up to 12 of the team's 15 points in this third quarter.
Again, they ran an elevator play. She missed that same shot earlier in the game, but was able to connect as she gets a steal right now.
Arnold, Azzi again. Yes! 5 three-pointers for Azzi Fudd in this quarter.
Hope Fox, leading returning scorer for Southern, is tied up. Jump ball. Kay Arnold, running point. 5.5 points a game last year. Fudd a 3, and she rips it.
Love how aggressive she is.
Is short. She swats it back, picked up by Arnold on the fast break to Azzi Fudd for 2.
Really good pass there. That's what the UConn's defense will force you to take shots off balance.
Azzi Fudd behind the Williams screen. Knocks down another 3.
That's just such a great decision by Heckle as Fudd comes up with the steal.
Fudd, catch and release for 3. She's in a double figures. Massachusetts.
Strongest player on that team. That kid can bench 200 pounds.
Ice Brady inside off the feed from Fudd. And the foul. Heckle, quick pass to Fudd for another 3.
You just can't say enough about how quick her release is.
UConn starts the second half with their 10th three-pointer. First points for Shade. Fudd takes it away. And an uncontested layup gives her 16, along with score and rebound and do it all. Shade, who goes one-on-one against Taya Steinhauer and finds Fudd for the lay-in. Southern transferring from Purdue Fort Wayne. Strong move underneath. Sarah Williams posting up on Jada Williams. Older sister Kiana played for the Owls, and it was a 1,000-point score for the program. Strong on the fast break with a finger roll. 10 title, picked second in the preseason. Fudd a 3, and another one goes down for Azzi Fudd. 21 for Azzi today. And a steal for Fudd. Ahead to Shade. 2 more. Fudd steals it. And she's just
going the other way by Sarah Williams.
Nice job by Azzi Fudd on the defensive end, forcing the held ball, and the possession arrow belongs with Connecticut.
Coming down, Azzi Fudd keeps good position, gets her hand on the basketball.
17-20 win seasons, 12 Sweet 16s, 4 Final Fours, as Fudd nails the 3. Strong the numbers were for Sarah Williams. Fudd, quick cut and finish.
Azzi Fudd, just a great little pin down from Sarah Strong. Fudd curls, gets through the lane, the easy 2 in my entire career up to that point.
5 Azzi Fudd games, he said. They play at that lead guard spot as Heckel comes up with a steal. Heckel feeds Fudd, her 3, you bet! Allie Zabel into the game for Connecticut. Number 11 as Strong banks it in. Jeff Walls all the way down on the baseline, continuing the conversation. Nice delivery, Fudd to Heckel for the lay.
Azzi Fudd has 8 points right now. This has been...
And a strong rebound, her 8th. Fudd accelerates, bodies, and banks. Poorly from 3. They're generating remarkable looks, but they are 4 for 22 from downtown. Still leading by 23. Fudd lays it in off the delivery from Shade.
She put the Jets on, and Ashlyn, where she is for this game. Did you see the game earlier this year where she was in the middle of a report and got tackled on the sideline? She's in danger.
Well, there's so many international players on this Louisville team, and they have really got a great flavor.
We're pumped to have Dee, who worked 26 Final Fours, 36 seasons as an NCAA official, and 5.
This looks like a Louisville team that can contend for an ACC championship without a doubt.
Fudd, a little teardrop, rolls in. Azzi Fudd with a 20-point.
Constant. Azzi Fudd, couple dribble pull-up, so pure, knocking down the mid-range.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone who can shoot the ball.
She held that team to the Sweet 16 last year, a Maryland native, now at her 3rd school. Fudd will drive, kick here strong for 3, and she gets the bounce.
What a smart kick there by Fudd to the wide open.
To players like Brianna Stewart or Maya Moore, for example. Here, the steal, Azzi Fudd patient, and she kisses it off glass for 2.
UConn going to be much more full court.
2-player game back inside to Strong, whipping a pass to Fudd. She's got it. Exquisite offense by the Huskies.
That's so dangerous on the break. If you can get the ball up the floor quickly, change side of the floor, and then kick it out, defense not ready.
Disciplined, hard workers every single possession. Dropped out inside. Jana Alfie takes care of it off the feet from Fudd.
Kaylee Heckel once again making things happen on that defensive end, but how about some really good ball movement and sharing of the basketball, and a strong finish from Alfie, who's...
I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty routine goings-on for Sarah Strong, just like shots like that.
Fudd shot 92% from free throw range last year.
Maybe she's inspired by a fellow UConn alum, Nafisa Collier, who became the 2nd player in WNBA history with a 50-40-90 season last season, I should say, 2025 for the Minnesota Lynx. And KK Arnold this season, you think about her coming into her own, watching other point guards like Paige and Nika Mule and Caitlin Shen, as well as the Huskies put another one on the board.
Florida State wanted
Kaylee Heckel coming up with it again. Fudd, the trailer, wide open. She's got it.
Doesn't take much for Fudd. She needs just a split second.
That is her 2nd triple. She's got 14 points, 3 assists as well in half number 1. Another steal. Fudd in the passing lane, and she takes it all the way.
So much about defense is discipline, being at the right place at the right time. Fudd with the outstretched hand in that passing lane created that steal and easy.
Bell trying to get the step along the baseline. She'll kick it over to Fudd. 4 seconds to shoot. One dribble pull up. Too smooth from Fudd. One of those things you wish was a box score stat every once in a while. Fudd's going to take some time off the clock. About a 2-second difference on game clock. Trying to take Bowles off the dribble. Puts it up and in for 2. A 51-point first half for the UConn Huskies, who looked like there were no answers to stop them.
I tell you what,
51 points in the first half alone. A big thanks to Azzi Fudd. 20 points in the first half alone on 8 of 13 shooting.
A really impressive all-around effort. It got away with an offensive foul on that play. But boy, can she dribble.
Second half. Put their foot on the gas in the second half of the second quarter. And Sarah Strong continues. The Huskies with 2 20-point scores apiece. One of them is Azzi Fudd adding to her tally. Now 23. Down, I blamed our fatigue.
Yeah, they don't look fatigued here at all today.
Oh, what a dime. Across half court and the reversal by Sarah only on Fox. Well, these two put on a masterful performance today. Azzi Fudd 23 points, Sarah Strong 21, but look at the efficiency they both put on display.
Rosalie Mercill with a short clock. Desperation mode.
Yeah, and that's where she is going to find a lot of success. And she only shoots.
Fudd brings the whistle and hits.
Azzi Fudd staying aggressive with her offensive attack as well for Connecticut. She said that this year, I mean, coming off of a championship, coming back, they want to run it back and do it again. Smooch off the window for 3 in the open floor, so UConn's got to get back and be ready to contest exactly what Loyola did defensively there.
Strong with a steal, tees up Fudd, bottom!
Oh my. I mean, her release is as quick as a hiccup. I mean, good luck getting to her in motion like that. And the execution.
Who the top 2 in stores are this year.
Yeah, right here. Active hands, active feet. Look at Sarah Strong right there. Pitch back pass for them. Boom. All 3 of these for Azzi Fudd. The lightning strike from range.
Fudd scored.
You got these young players on the international level getting a ton of invaluable experience.
Heckel on the move and able to finish through contact.
Let's take a look. Azzi Fudd surveys, and what a nice bounce pass dime in transition. A smooch off the window for good measure.
Made last year special. He said it might have been their best March run.
As the most outstanding player from Tampa, stripes a 3.
I think what he meant, right? And also crash the offensive boards if they can, because those rebounds are going to come off long if they miss.
Ashlyn Shade pulling off that screen. She used it well.
The pieces both teams are missing in their front court as Fudd comes away with stealing with numbers.
Even though Ashlyn Shade couldn't pull it off.
Fudd and the Huskies steal it right back.
Turnovers. 19 of the 28 turnovers have been steals.
Alfie with hoops on back. In 2 games, Cambridge just over 20 points per game at a steal. UConn forcing a ton as well. Cambridge. Older sister of Jelani. UConn answers for Cambridge. Tangled up. Fought the strip.
Already better defense by UConn.
Fudd on the board.
That was automatic from Azzi Fudd. Like every time he practiced, come off the screen, shoulder squared, 1-2 step, knock it down.
Finds her sister, Kennedy Cambridge. Fudd lost a step. Kennedy Cambridge denied at the rim.
That was a good job by Fudd staying down on defense. The guard positions. Jelani Cambridge has the most minutes and points of anybody returning. She's only a sophomore.
Fudd the lob, strong the finish. Kept in bounds, Arnold to Fudd. Oh yeah.
That's why you don't want to save the ball underneath your opponent's basket like that. Azzi Fudd all day to knock it down.
Yeah, if you do Big Ten, Big East, this is a no-no. You can't do
this.
this.
You don't want to save the under opponent's basket. Just let it go out. Let your defense get set. Now, Azzi
Fudd from distance. Swirls home. It's a 20. Shade to the elbow. Fudd on the kick. Knocks it down.
Great ball movement by UConn. And she's consistently been like that ever since she stepped foot on campus.
Makes the catch. Glides in and one.
And the general manager. Oh, what a pass.
Fudd to Sarah Williams.
UConn.
Fudd with the dish. Alfie.
9. Not allowing the ball to get reversed has been huge.
Fudd the feed. Strong and the foul.
Didn't Gino tell us that before the game? Can we start to see the fluidity between Fudd and Strong as the year develops?
Well, there's your case in point.
Fudd ahead of the pack. Float game. Backs it home.
Even a shot like that shows you how she continues to elevate her shot.
For today against Ohio State, picked 5th in the Big Ten. Fudd, swish. That's her 5th three-pointer.
You cannot give Azzi Fudd a step. She needs no room to get that shot off.
2-on-1. Fudd lays it in. 19 for Azzi Fudd. Drives in, can't get it. And a rebound by Fudd. Strong off the bounce to the rim. Swords has it knocked loose, another turnover.
Yones has already come in and been so impactful.
Both being in the top 10 in front of a great crowd here at Mohegan Sun.
And important to note, not Coach Barnes-Arico and Coach Oriema's first meeting.
No, she had a upset of UConn when she was the head coach at St. John's in her final year there. Coach Oriema joked that I helped get her the Michigan job. Three-pointer for one of the best shooters in the country in Azzi Fudd. We haven't even played 12 minutes. Fudd leading. 2 more. First half turnovers. Fudd, you can't leave her. You just cannot leave 35. Up ahead, there's Fudd again. Shot fake. Back to Fudd. My, oh my. 8-point lead into the locker room. Fudd has it. She has 16 points to lead the way. She gets it back. Tough shot, but it goes. 18 in the first half for Azzi Fudd. An exclamation mark for the #1 Huskies.
No notes on how Azzi Fudd gets this done. Shoulder squares, take a bump, but watch there, she is so strong. Off that final dribble, she's able to get a boom into her shooting pocket, lets that wrist flick. Azzi Fudd, my goodness, an exclamation.
Olsen attacking Fudd. Fudd stripped it. History, knocked off a #1 ranked team. Fudd, they needed it. Azzi Fudd with a huge three-pointer.
Finish.
Fudd, she has been the star for the Huskies tonight. And Gino Oriema calls the timeout.
And that, folks, is what we call a cheat code. Azzi Fudd, when you need it most. Fudd around to find out.
Inside to Heckle. There's Fudd again. Azzi Fudd has 27. Swords.
Wow.
That's a really good. And now the big one to try to make it a 2-possession game with her mother, a star in her own right back in the day, looking on. She got both. Fudd just hit 2 a moment ago, and she gets the first here. Will Gino Oriema use his timeout if the free throw is made here to talk over strategy? 3-point game. They will not call a timeout. Oh, it's taken away! A steal by Fudd! Michigan gets it back! And Del Fox has it stripped! No foul!
she can't convert. Off to the races the other direction, Aslan Shade. One dribble, plating her team on the fast break. Quinones skip past Fudd for three, yes!
UConn's transition game.
Now she can wreak havoc on the defensive end. Fudd trying to follow it up and does. It is 22-5. UConn with the lead.
In terms of just turning Utah over, they're absolutely everywhere on the floor, getting into passing lanes. And folks, this is why you always want to run down and help your teammate out in transition, because you never know when a layup's going to be missed. You just want to make sure the play gets finished. But fantastic job by Kaylee Heckel getting into the passing lane, reading it like a D-back in coverage and going all the way over there for a pick six.
White forces it inside. It's broken up, stolen by the UConn Huskies. Their fifth steal in this first quarter. Fudd, the hesitation, beautiful finish. Just firing from three, throws it over her head, worth a try, but in the hands of Fudd and the Huskies. Fudd will also take off toward the rim, fading away, she knocks it down, but there's a whistle simultaneously.
Azzi Fudd is putting on a clinic in how to score in the 10-foot area. Look at this little hesitation. The defense comes out of its stance. She's able to attack, go off 1 foot, shoulder squared. Her balance stays the same every single time she gets in close to the rim.
Offensive end, a tough place to play. His number one team is Fudd, flies in for the rejection. 7 points for Lonnie White. Sarah Strong, that is such a tough play. It feels like you can swap her and Strong 1 for 1 because of her talents. Here's Fudd dropping in a three for the Huskies. Sneed penetrates into trouble. Fudd says, I'll take that. Sometimes I might have hurt them in the third quarter when they were outscored by Michigan 2 nights ago, 18-4. The drought was long, and it just builds and snowballs on itself sometimes.
And that's when you need the leadership and the tough mental attitude of some of these players to really kick in. It's okay.
Working through Strong at the high post. The face up the drive. Wilkie gets a piece, but that leaves Fudd open, and she makes them pay. Side, it's a 12-0 Husky run. Make it another steal. Fudd deposits a triple. A UConn onslaught in Uncasville.
Because it catches so many defenses off guard, and they finally got UConn on it.
Beautiful basketball by the UConn Huskies, started by Strong, finished by Fudd. Anna Elfie coming in for her. The long range two, good by Fudd. She's got 24 now.
Huskies have gotten a couple open looks from three, just not able to knock it down.
Noel working on Fudd, shuffle their feet, and a travel.
Has to be a key to the game.
Fudd finally gets one to go.
Then here's a three from Fudd, and that's way too much time and space for the nation's best shooter.
Cut by Fudd, sets up KK Arnold. 4-3. Fudd, way too open. Azzi Fudd again.
Her trigger is just so quick. I mean, if you are not there on the catch, you are just late.
Yeah,
Gino was arguing that since she caught it, it should have been, reset. Yeah. Their baseline out of bounds execution, especially when it's setting up Fudd for a three, is terrific.
He's leading 21 this year. Here's Arnold, gets by Canerva for two. Title, just a handful of months ago. Fudd, very deep three, her fourth. Today, it's up to 28 in the early minutes of the third quarter. That foul, by the way, was the third on Sarah Williams, but she stays in.
When I talk to any coaches across the country, there's something that they normally highlight about their players is if someone is a coach's kid. They just think, they know the game a little bit better, or they can make adjustments a little bit better.
Off the mark, back the other way. Here come the Huskies, averaging nearly 90 points a game. Azzi Fudd with great movement in the paint, wraps around, curls, and puts it in. Paige Beckers and Caitlin Chin for the WNBA has helped open things up in that backcourt, and Azzi Fudd is...
She can score. It's not just from the three-point line. We've seen her post up, hit the mid-range.
Hands of Azzi Fudd. 3 turnovers now for the Bulls, and it converts into points. The other way for South Florida. That jumper was good by Ingram. What a cut into Azzi Fudd, and Fudd, who is 4 of 5 from the floor.
Positive thing, and here is the two-player game. Coach Auriemma said he was going to go to it a little bit more with Sarah Strong and Azzi Fudd. No screen set there, just the high cut and the back cut. And Fudd off the screen. Kicks it over to Quinones. Can she knock down another triple? Yes, on the other side of the court. He's down in last game and off to a fantastic start here. Blanca Quinones keeping this run going for the Huskies. A 12-0 run, and they have been scorching from down. Get her and Hannah Hidalgo. Keeping with it, Fudd finds Shade. Shade again. With her bachelor's, working on her master's, came back for a final season, finds her buddy. Approaching the closing minute as she does that, make her game nearly unstoppable as that one ends up. And
still the early going here. Unique to have some of these conference matchups in December as Fudd, a little nice fake. Off iron, Fudd puts will miss. Strong getting it going from the outside.
And that's a miss on the execution there. Azzi Fudd with the steal and the score. Ooh, couple different players getting involved early. Sarah Strong with the triple. Azzi Fudd.
The strong take.
Fudd from beyond the arc splashes it in.
And we mentioned coming onto the end.
5-second difference here between the game clock and shot clock. Fudd steps beyond the arc, and Fudd cannot miss. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. The players until this trip. But what sticks out about the way that this year's team is built as Fudd right on cue does what she's been doing so often this season and nailing the 3.
Well, she's a pretty good shooter. Huh?
Yeah, not bad.
She's a pretty good shooter. There's definitely more to say. I know we're going to break, so. Hopefully she's still hating on me. Some of that NIL money too, though. Right? Not gonna lie.
What would your like a dream local NIL partnership in stores?
Yeah, back then it would have been fast food.
Another cool part about the growth that we've seen in the game is so many legends like yourself, Sue, continuing to pass it, looking for their first win here in Big East play. Thrown away, though. Fudd.
On the offensive and especially on the defensive side. Fudd right to the rack.
Jones on the other end. Out of bounds, UConn basketball. A lot of contact there.
USC Trojan fan base, but she was an integral piece to last year. Again, here off the bench.
Fudd down to 3.
But how consistent it is and has been, especially this season.
Quick release, too. I mean, she touches it, it's going.
Man, 53% from 3 on the season. She's
winding down in this first quarter. Fudd. Strong puts it on the deck. And Strong's in the score column. Fudd with Davidson on her. Fudd with the right hand.
to get some momentum here. Trojans chipping away.
Fudd, open look, got around the screen. And Fudd drills another 3.
Just, you know what, there is such a high expectation of exactly what is needed.
Fudd drills another one.
It feels like Azzi Fudd just does not miss. This is, again, great test, great opportunities to try and problem solve, and that's what USC is trying to do now.
Shade taking advantage. Shade this wide open shot.
Yeah, UConn also leading the country in assists, and you can see why everyone's collapsed on that week.
Slicing through Jones. It's out of bounds off the Trojans.
For Lindsay Gottlieb and his crew, you know that there's a lot coming together with the new faces and new pieces. And so what can you take out of this? How can you start to chip away at this in ways that continues to improve your team a game within a game? What it looks like this Sarah Williams and how impactful she has been, but Alfie also is a player who is accustomed
to this UConn system.
Davidson turns it over, up ahead on the floor.
Shoot the basketball and how they defend.
Shade wide open, carries it over three. But the Huskies play for the final shot. Get it across the Shade from the free throw line. Knocks down the jumper.
Arnold, number 3 in the country in assist to turnover ratio, orchestrates the offense as Fudd comes around the screen and hits.
So smooth, so efficient, such a quick release.
Heard Megan in the studio discussing the efficiency of Azzi Fudd. 50% from the floor, shooting it better from 3 at 53% shooting. 18 points a game to lead the Connecticut Huskies.
And the nice screen there from Williams. She ran that curl perfectly where the defender got tied up. She doesn't need much room.
And Meg, despite UConn averaging. Mason has it knocked away by Fudd. She has 2 defenders to beat, now searches for a trailer. Why not take it yourself? Azzi Fudd, you can fud around and find out when she's got room.
Tell you what, you can't give her that much room. It's that simple.
Up to 1,200 career points. Azzi Fudd.
Really good team defense there by Fudd, helping out, stealing the ball. And then that beautiful quick release we've talked about so much.
Oh, excellent box out by KK Arnold. Huskies on the move. Fudd, a freight train. 11-3, Connecticut.
Just great recognition by Fudd that she was open and no one stopped the ball. Look at that, you got to stop the ball on the break. Really good recognition, smart play by the graduate student.
Needed to cut it to 10. Fudd pushes the rock the other way in stride. Blanca entered action tonight at 59% from deep. And she's 1 for 1 tonight. It's a 9-0 Huskies run. They have owned this second quarter, 17-7. We're going the other way. Last season's Final Four most outstanding player is now in double figures tonight with 10 points. Azzi, the reigning Big East Player of the Week.
That was a great cut, too. She wants that one back.
Arnold to Fudd. Oh, yeah. Azzi Fudd, second three-pointer. 11-0 Connecticut run. Timeout Marquette.
It's these runs that UConn puts together are debilitating. Great finish by Fudd. They got a big lead.
Many UConn freshman records and was outstanding in that Final Four run. Delivers on the
in the system.
Made 21 threes for him last year. That pull up for Azzi Fudd is smooth. And taken away. There's the length for Connecticut. Azzi Fudd to the rim. She's got 4. It's tough to see passing lanes for Iowa right now.
Well, look at just Fudd shooting the gap on the weak side and go, and those are.
That you end up with, and then nearly a turnover there. Hayes is bottled up and has to get rid of it for Stremlo. McCabe wants it back. Close out from Strong and some help side defense from Quinones. We got to travel against Hayes. Azzi Fudd thought about squaring up. Instead, she'll find a mid-range jumper and cannon. Tried to hit the middle of the lane. Azzi Fudd taps it away.
The type of interior passing that you want to see, especially with their size.
Sarah Strong tees it up and knocks it down. 23 for Sarah Strong to stop the game, to set up that challenge as they go down the lane line for Williams on the reverse pick. Nobody picked it up for Iowa. Fudd again. This one's catch. Strong missed it. Fudd mid-lane wide open. I mean, Iowa's been to 19 of the last 25 NCAA tournaments. It's a program that's there every year. Azzi Fudd pries it away and then pushed it off the leg of Deal. It is UConn basketball.
Which I think is the fun part of this women's
For Azzi Fudd, right into a quick set. Connecticut. Fudd wide open at the wing. That's good. Game.
a beautiful ball movement, getting to the second side, extra pass.
Would do for her to develop her skills. Azzi Fudd, well cut by Heckel for Houston. Push it ahead. Here is Levine taken away from her by Fudd. Got Arnold in the lane. His blowout theater.
I like this absolutely ridiculous pass by Azzi Fudd on the break, just smooth. Gets it on the run.
Heidi turning and firing, left it wanting a little bit. And a rebound for Arnold. And Quinones on the left. Azzi Fudd is the choice for two. Tough pass, Addie Dio in traffic.
Big leads, that's why you look at their margin of the scoring margin. In their victories, it kind of lacks a little.
Azzi Fudd squares up in a heartbeat and sinks a third. And taken by Strong. I said the Louisville game was 11, it was 13, but to the point, it's been one close game, one kind of close game, and then this the rest of the way. Azzi Fudd, another bullseye.
Azzi Fudd, close out fast. She didn't need a whole lot of room. Give her a second of airspace, and she can get that thing off. Banger, banger. Got him. She's starting to heat up, and so is UConn could get away, but that is such a big part if you're giving this team extra possessions.
Azzi Fudd so quickly.
Another year.
78-53 Connecticut. Fudd again. Oh man, what marksmanship.
The quickness, how she moves so well to get over.
Here's Arnold with the first possession and Fudd in the half court. Azzi Fudd hit the hezzy and scores to open our game.
And this is what gets UConn going early. They want to establish her defenders, and we'll see her. She's on Azzi Fudd right now, but she pretty much can match up with anybody.
Fudd with the left hand. Fudd got a hand on behind the back in transition. Getting back to that right hand, counted in low.
Those are the passes that you have to watch out for. The defense of UConn so stifling, but they do such a great job at anticipating the pass. Look, that's baited right there. And Fudd just all over it and gets it in transition. And then the foul here, great finish by Fudd.
Sometimes we talk about 50, 40, 90 seasons, those shooting percentages from the floor, from three, and from the foul line. That's considered elite. Well, Fudd was begging, tracked down by Sanaya Jackson. So Butler gets a stop. Let's see if they can chip away.
Now KK Arnold off the floor, so Azzi Fudd is taking over the defensive ranks at the head, guarding Langham.
Gets a deflection, 14 left on the timer.
So again, just speaking to the depth of UConn, a player goes to the bench, next man steps up and takes on that role. It's such a luxury to have a number of players not just able to get things done offensively, but defensively as well.
Nice cut off the baseline entry, and it's denied by Fudd, who gets a block.
So we saw Fudd heckling the point guard and then comes in and gets the block on Jackson. Azzi Fudd just absolutely all over the place. She gets beat on the cut and doesn't let up. Gets back, great timing, offense essentially. Another one of Sarah Strong's attributes that she gives to the team.
Fudd knocks down the three on the move.
Too easy, can't leave Fudd wide open.
Steenstra looking backdoor. Fudd saw it coming the whole way. Now fling ahead to Heckel. A give back pass. And a free throw.
I think that's a look that she needed to see to continue to boost her confidence as she's getting back into the flow of things.
Fudd answers back.
A bit of a shootout in the third quarter.
Bell, they wreak havoc. The kick out. Zabel for a sophomore. One win for Providence so far in league play over Georgetown in overtime. Fudd has one man to beat, drives it, scores it.
Really good anticipation. Yeah, smothering defense at possession here. The nice anticipation, stepping in that passing lane. That one-handed pass from the ball very well.
Sunday, it's the festive fixtures finale with Premier League Titans squaring off on Peacock. Erling Haaland leads Manchester City into a crucial showdown with Chelsea. Live at 12:30 Eastern. Oh, capitalize. Rebound to Williams.
Yeah, there's second chance points. Providence has to connect.
Fudd has not fired a three-pointer yet. Strong, you're going to give me that much room. I'll bury it in your face. And then UConn went on a 27-0 run. Fudd shoveled it. Strong. Oh my God. Strong with an authoritative pass. Fudd is on the board for 2. Coughed up by the Friars. Turnover number 12. Fudd. Delay. Williams darted to the corner. Body's flailing. Fudd is on it. Heckel the drive to Fudd. Extra. Three-pointer is good. Field goals. 15 assists. The rim, nice idea by Williams. Poked away by Fudd. As they play crisscross at the half-court line. Williams down the runway. Fudd found her. Covers. As we go to 2 minutes to go in the half. Fudd, midi, yes. And with 2, Fudd is like, where's the call?
Yeah, she's like, come on, I got hit. Good finish.
First 2 points of the day for Gormley. Team leader in assists.
An unreal job there at Michigan.
Silas Swords. Whoa.
Unreal.
Great Sarah Strong. And let's not forget, South Carolina, who just played Providence on Sunday. Dawn Staley always has her teams peaking at the right time. Fudd, that's cash money. 9 scores gone. It puts Coach Bath in a really tough spot. But her team's buying in at this stage, 2 months into the year.
Absolutely. I mean, they are all bought in. I mean, she has more energy than most coaches you will talk to. I mean, great energy, great vibe.
8 points for Princess Moody. But Connecticut answers.
Takeaway by Catalan. This crowd still standing, and finally they'll get the sit. First points going to the Huskies.
And here's the 3 that allowed the fans to sit down. They stay on their feet. It's exactly what she likes to do. Steal it right at the top of that area and take it down, but that's what Sarah Strong likes to do. I mean, she'll make that shot from anywhere.
Strong with the answer, her first points of the game, just inside the three-point arc, and now on the interior, this pressure full court bunt from UConn causing problems, and leads to the 3 ball by Fudd. Found their pressure has been stifling for most opponents. It causes problems there, and it leads to the 3. It's not falling for the Pirates, though. They've missed their last 6 from the floor, and Azzi Fudd continues.
Or kick it out when you don't have the shot. He wants her to create, and this time she did. Just a confident shot. Oh, another steal for the Huskies.
Fudd taking it right at Catalan, and again, the takeaway leads to a layup.
How about that step through? And then this defense has just been insane. 20 turnover.
Being out with the broken nose as Connecticut immediately though starts with another 3. Fudd right on cue.
Where you can't even make a fundamental jump stop there.
Strong. She shoots so high above her head.
Are attached to Hart. Already UConn turning defense into offense.
And Samaya Wyatt, the sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia, with the first hoop for the visitors. And UConn stepping into a starting role with St. John's in the Big East. Play through the high post again. Fudd. Great vision and the finish. We resume. Fudd's shooting splits continue to dazzle. 49% from the floor and from the three-point line. My family did not deliver.
Santa didn't deliver.
Fudd and UConn with the takeaway. The freshman is rolling with the left hand.
Kind of quiet night for Azzi with 7 points. That's the thing. She plays within the game. Some players will hunt their shot to make sure they get a certain amount of points in a certain amount of time. She's going to let the game come to her.
Almost like her per-game averages and those of Sarah Strong should come with asterisks because they only play 3 quarters most nights for UConn. First half for UConn. Wahid with 5. Fudd got the deflection. Fudd gets the steal. Thought about 3. A dime for free throws instead.
Very unselfish play right there by Azzi. Could have taken it to the basket. Stop. Thought about it. As we look back here, it's a race to who gets, usually they say whoever gets to the floor first gets the ball. Not in this case. Azzi goes up and throws a little alley-oop. I'll go through the hole.
Now 5 for 5 at the line tonight. She's into double figures. Goes head-to-head with Hyde. Coverage begins Friday at 7 Eastern on TNT. Backs it down, puts it in the hands of Arnold, and now Fudd. Great move baseline.
And that's what happens.
Fudd.
That's what happens after you get a couple free throws. You get going. Now, she missed a couple of easier layups than that. That one, maybe she got to put a little. But she is the player that's making plays for them.
Azzi Fudd.
That's a great point.
Narrowing that range of outcomes. Great hands by Fudd. Comes away with another takeaway from behind the arc. She and the Huskies have scored the last 8. They've made their last 4 shots. Another steal for Fudd.
Let's get it.
Azzi Fudd gives it up. There is the 3 right on cue. KK Arnold from down. Strong being harassed. Out to Fudd. 2 of the best in the country hooking up there.
And that's the best case scenario. Offensive rebound. And if you're UConn, I would want to see Sarah Strong, of course, get the basket right there with the and-1. A 2-man game with Azzi and Sarah. If I'm ever trying to calm down the team and calm down the offense, there's 2 players I want the ball in their hand. That's Azzi Fudd right there, who passed to Sarah Strong, got the and-1. And even the help defense is coming. You might want to come a little bit sooner if you're on Sarah, if you think that you're going to stop her, because you have to stay connected as a team.
Fudd from 18. Such a good shooter, Azzi Fudd.
Azzi Fudd. Recruits each other where you want to stay and play with your friends and stay with your group.
Azzi Fudd again. 41-18 UConn. Been your fault, Renee.
Say it. I'm not worried about me.
Wing 3, nothing but net for Heckel.
For 15, keep shooting.
Well, that's their DNA. But the 3s are dropping on the other end. K9.
Right now, I know she's not thinking it, but if I was on the court, I would be thinking, well, okay, I'll take a layup. You gotta give me a layup, I'll take it.
But I was gonna say, I want K9 to get another.
But that's how you want to come out. It's similar to how they started the first half.
Strong again inside. And Gesser, 2 of the top 3-point shooters in the conference. Speaking of splashes, Azzi Fudd at the line.
Yeah, Azzi got to be an honorary splash sister. I know Steph Curry and his team are fond of her game, as you would expect. Again, if you're Creighton, if it, like I said, let it fly. A miss ain't going to stop nothing.
Letting it fly on the other end, Ashlyn Shea.
Both teams have fouled a lot tonight.
They don't miss. All new episodes of Impractical Jokers premiering Thursday on TBS.
I feel like every time I turn on TBS, Impractical Jokers is on.
Game against UConn, so good initial attack on the offensive glass.
Azzi Fudd lets it fly and drains it from deep. It's no good, and the rebound corralled by Sarah Williams. Azzi Fudd will also dash her way to the rim and converts. And the long rebound up for grabs, staying with Henry and the Wildcats. The freshman smothered by the UConn. That's also 0 for Villanova. Azzi Fudd darts her way to the rim. And it is taken away by Strong, not just the block, but the steal. What can't she do? Quinones to the rim. Allie Zabel, number 11 for UConn, in her first action. Backdoor cut, another easy lay-in for the Huskies. Arnold in attack mode for the Huskies, leaves it for Fudd. She's got another triple.
Good at moving without that basketball. Her teammates have been finding her tonight. They've had 4 different leading scorers in their last 4 games. They have to continue getting everybody involved, but
matched. I mean, a lot of times even in the WNBA and unrivaled, you want to be with UConn team.
I mean, yes, Gina, what was the difference between last year's team and this year's team? What do you feel about this team? You said I'm incredulous about this team. That's right. Oh, and then the slash in the middle. Azzi Fudd. Hard hedging, but saw Sarah Williams get stuck on Hannah Hidalgo in that last matchup.
And that one won't go for Quinones, but long rebound. Fudd gives him another chance.
I like this matchup too. Oh my God.
Trying to lose Hidalgo in the end, 1 for Azzi Fudd. Students back in session, Christy. They're liking this.
Yeah, the students are back in session. School's back in session too. Azzi Fudd said, I'm not over there. Kiss that off the window. Oh my goodness. That crossover was vicious and just right up to the rack, off the window, and calm and composed with it. Walks her way to the line, a little wry smile saying, look at that. You know, I can get that when I want it.
She couldn't help herself there. Her teammates giving her some love as the free throw good, the three-point open. Right.
Hidalgo is struggling, just 0 for 4 on the floor.
Newest points in a quarter this season for Notre Dame.
Offensively.
Hidalgo trying to save it, but the pressure from UConn taking it away. But on a shooter.
She's going to make you pay every single time. That's just a proper read.
Fudd, quick hands, pounding defense, and it leads to a bucket. Defense to offense for Connecticut. Scoring run, Connecticut.
Put it in the bag. Ashlyn Shade paying that one off. And if you Fudd around, you will find out. Twice. 2 points for Azzi Fudd. A steal. Just feel the groundswell of production right now and the rhythm.
Hesitation for Fudd, and it works.
Sarah Stone has been on her, so she's just got to share the love to move the ball on that side, too.
They worked it around the perimeter. She had a big defender coming out at her. Fudd on the attack left side. Composure at the end.
Remembers if they can find the extra one, and that wasn't where it's supposed to go.
Stepping right in. Quinones, 2-on-1. Fudd, lefty layup, good.
Off the mark with her first attempt, and a good check out on the weak side for Fudd. She, of course, can bring it herself, hits the brakes, and sticks the jumper.
Yeah, just smooth as an ice cube. Azzi Fudd stopping with all 10 toes after going 100 miles an hour in transition. Just a tough bucket there by Azzi Fudd.
Now the trap and the tie-up, but was there a foul?
I've also been up there with that mask on.
Shea gets the steal. Fudd gets the pull-up.
And it's just so...
Knocked her off the three-point line on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's just so tough in terms of her entire skill set. And there's a long anticipated pass again.
No need for a three here as she lays it in with the left.
Well, let's take a look. Look at this. Heidi Henson just ran into trouble there and then threw a lollipop pass across the court. And all Azzi Fudd had to do was shoot the gap.
Blanca on the rotation.
I really love Blanca. Her game is so tough.
Strong. Quinones with a block. Azzi Fudd in cruise control. Timeout Georgetown. Get to that second side, and once again, Sarah Williams protecting the rim.
Yeah, she is such a solid rim protector.
Strong downhill through two. Blanca, a freshman, and Sarah, who's not been in these March-like environments.
Right. It was really electric. And getting that sight line to relieve the pressure. I mean, that's big-time pressure. They're under duress in a major way.
Williams running the floor, and Fudd determined to feed her.
Georgetown's got to put together some more consecutive stops like they did a couple of possessions ago, and not right now.
If you expect Fudd to flinch, you've not watched her career. And it came right as Gino Auriemma said that she was getting comfortable playing out of the high post and put together some really good games.
Yeah, she's 6'5", but can stretch the floor and set good. Right.
Counting down toward the half, Scott dispossessed by the active hands of Fudd. Defensively, really the team effort, but she was once again in the leading role.
Gino Auriemma said, hey, it was a collective effort defensively against Hannah Hidalgo, who basically averaged 30 points in the and have been becoming since then.
I missed that by 2 years, guys. 95, baby, over here.
Ali Zabel while we're talking birthdays.
Yeah, she's been able to cash in from that same spot from range for Connecticut.
A gift for KK Arnold and a cleanup for Fudd. Fudd goes to get the handoff for three. And
Azzi Fudd left all alone.
That's too easy for sure. But
Strong veers off Pinkney. Fudd in transition. And one. Fudd's got all 5 for UConn, and a free throw can tie it.
and this is what happens. You blink, and Connecticut just scores at will. Up in transition, if they're able to get themselves running, that can be dangerous. And Azzi Fudd, who's been so consistent throughout the season, with so many weapons.
Can't be more consistent at the free throw line. Made all 32 this season, all 8. So far, it's Mariana Valenzuela 8. Azzi Fudd, she's got all 9 for UConn.
Azzi Fudd, just so calm, cool, and collected.
On a Saturday afternoon, one full day earlier than expected. Here's Fudd for three, and she has been red hot from deep.
40 minutes.
What do you think Tony Bozzella told his team in that last timeout as a run out for Quinones on a feed from Fudd?
Another
basically doubled that. Zabel from the corner.
She's a sniper. You can't play the zone and not be there wherever she is.
That's her third offensive foul that she's drawn today.
Matchup. Her defensive quickness. Or, excuse me, her offensive quickness.
Huskies now 0-4 from deep. Fudd slashes to the rim. That's an excellent second chance play by Connecticut. Connecticut 0 for 10 from deep. Strong says, all right, fine. Noel's got the rock. Crowd is engaged. Loose ball. Heckel's on the deck. Scoops. Fudd. Again, Zabel. Book it. See if Fudd can get going. 0 of 6 from deep in the first.
Pass.
Wow. On the money to Strong.
For a jersey, but it's the name that's written across her chest that really means the most. Okay,
Shade, but she plays so hard defensively. Those little things that
turn it over, they can cough it up like they did there. Baseline drive and an early bucket for the senior Azzi Fudd.
Play very systematic, and you see a lot of three-point looks.
Speaking of three-point looks, Azzi Fudd, first 5 of the game. And then she gets a steal. They were never ready, never in that game. And they're having trouble right now containing Azzi Fudd. My goodness. They've got a 3-on-2. Janiyah Prawl and Azzi Fudd. I think they're going to have to hit quite a few to stay in this ball game today. A triple on the other end.
January, she's really come on. She's been a pivotal piece.
Azzi Fudd, UConn just on fire. Offensive rebound. Heckel was able to save it. Fudd again. Yes!
She misses.
Paldo. Drive free. It was Fudd.
In this basket feels much needed and pivotal for the Huskies, starting with defense.
Fudd trying to tie it. She does. Z. Spearman. Fudd from the elbow.
A shot fake and
combination and turnovers forced. And we have seen that pressure today. That was a great set. And Azzi Fudd now has 19. Tremendous athletes out there.
And how do you like this though? See, coming over the top, you're worried about her shooting in that handoff, and Azzi Fudd with a clean look from the back. This is a beautiful set. 5 out, nice pass.
This time she finds her friend, Sarah Strong from down. And then who gets it back? Azzi Fudd. But it's Azzi Fudd. She's been so good, so efficient, Sarah.
Yeah, I feel like efficient is something you say about her over and over again, and it's a big reason why this UConn team leads the country in field goal percentage. You look at these shots and how she's able to not get sped up, but get to her spots on the floor, reading what the defense gives. Some beautiful passing by this UConn team. A big part of it, too, is how many threats are on the floor. But, I mean, look at that, 8 of 12, 3 of 4, but that is the type of effectiveness and accuracy that you so often see from a player like Azzi Fudd.
Coming easy on either side. 2 bodies on the deck in the backcourt. Meanwhile, up ahead, Williams lays.
When you're looking to get in.
6 different hands on the basketball.
By Tennessee.
What a feed. And a finish. Fudd finding Williams. It's drawn with a rejection. Final 10 seconds of the third. Open 3 for Zabel. But they've been tested for most of this ball game. Fudd. 3 more for Azzi Fudd. She's got 22.
6-0. Their preseason ranking by the SEC was number 5. They have played really well this year.
And Fudd flashing her defense against Cooper, and she continues to dominate as Azzi Fudd.
She'll string together.
Easy bucket at the rim for Sarah Strong. And Closest game they've had against Michigan earlier, they won by 3. But right now, the round is on. Now it's 27 for Fudd. Well, knowing the competitor Kim Caldwell is, I don't think she's going to take any moral victories away from her. Now they
immediately, the Huskies get a good look inside the paint, but a big point of emphasis, Coach Pizzotti talked to us before the game, is taking care of the ball. They've done so in January, came out on top a lot of those games, but they have to take care of the ball against this UConn Husky team.
Fudd from shade, and we're underway. Her, a birthday, National Player of the Week honors, the cover of Slam Magazine, more on all that to come tonight.
Sometimes the first shot doesn't go in, you know the adjustment you need to make, so you might as well follow it up with a quick 3.
A 3-level score, Azzi Fudd from the mid-range.
Just so quick on that pull-up, Azzi just gets to her spot. He said that stuck out was the fact that she played soccer growing up, and I'm a big believer as Azzi Fudd with the nice catch and shoot quick release.
No spot on the floor, Oriema says, where Strong isn't comfortable as she tees up another 3
and
for
right
Fudd.
there is just every Hooper's dream is to be on Slam, and so it is unbelievable to see. Azzi Fudd has been.
We're told Sabelle's injury is not as serious. We won't get into the details of how it happened, but and one opportunity for Azzi Fudd.
And when you have someone on your team, and it allows playmakers like Sarah Strong to just feast on your.
Fudd on the backdoor cut. Hesitates, now the bounce pass. Jenna able to finish it with the left hand.
They've set up some things with 3-point shots. Azzi cuts backdoor. El Alfi, perfectly timed cut down the middle. But I think Azzi playing off of 2 feet allowed her to have the control to be able to make that pass.
Fudd makes the extra pass to the trail 3.
The ball in the middle of the floor.
Fudd attacks the closeout. You said it, playing off 2 feet, always under control. Azzi Fudd, wow, the rhythm dribble. Their victory and their 24th overall this season. Azzi Fudd turns the corner and flips it in.
There's not a lot of east-west with Azzi's game. A strong, perfectly executed spin.
They got 3 fouls on Michelle Ojo now as Fudd lights a 3. Teams in the sport. We'll settle into the half court here. El Alfi gives it back to Fudd, rising to thread 2 more.
And the UConn Huskies, as I mentioned, have won 40 straight games dating back to last season as Fudd gets on the board first. Dreams are leading the way with 7 points. And here comes the UConn defense stepping up yet again. Heckel on the break, lays it up and in. Identified as going to be key for his team to staying in this game. And speaking of into the game is Jenna El Alfi for a foul. Really impressive timing there. Miller was first team All-State in volleyball. That kind of looked like a volleyball swat as Fudd hits in the mid-range, automatic. Veenstra, taken away by Fudd. Fudd on the dribble, kicks it back out. Fudd in the corner, yes! Maybe 20 degrees and blustery snow. Right around People's Bank Arena. Fudd, automatic from the corner.
Fudd's second missed free throw of the season. She's 97% before that miss.
34 of 35 from the free throw line. And
coach is frustrated. So that one we'd have to give a pass on the foul, but in the event that it were a legitimate foul, you don't want to defend well for 15 to 20 seconds and then bail out a jump shooter. You want to close it with a
the defense too strong. Heckel comes away with the ball though. Fudd with an easy started this frame.
Azzi Fudd has stood out to me, or the People's Princess, as she's known around here in the basketball capital of the world. She reads the defense so well. When they're chasing her over those screens, she's been able to get on that right-handed drive, and then this was just a lapse in defense. She's able to capitalize. Pick and pop, that's not a replay. 2 separate, all proceeds from those sales, so go check out her merchandise.
Williams to go.
Nice move, unfortunately. Couldn't get the finish, but nice footwork. There's that trap.
UConn applying a ton of pressure to Sanaya Jackson, who had nowhere to go Eventually, UConn hit it out of play.
Looks like Coach Parkinson, I mean, yeah, he's calling for a foul.
The glass against this UConn team. Rebounding not necessarily the identity as Fudd gets an easy score inside.
Ooh, Azzi Fudd. Big guard in the post. That one actually made her smile.
That's utilized that full court press. And Gabby Wilkie's checking in here for Butler.
And Azzi Fudd going big guard here. The post up, turn face.
Come out really strong in second halves their last couple of games. Going back to the Tennessee game, a great test for this UConn team is Arnold.
UConn creates so many extra possessions with the way they defend and turn teams over. You got to be able to make some buckets some way, somehow, just like that.
From the mid-range, Fudd off the dribble. Turnover by Creighton as we go back to Azzi Fudd.
And right there, just Buffelli showing, giving Fudd way too much space. She has become so efficient. And he told us pregame, look, we have to make sure we are executing anytime we get open looks because UConn is so good defensively.
Strong with the answer.
The transformation Heckel has been able to make so far this season. She's becoming really disciplined. She plays so hard defensively. We're going to see her diving on the floor for loose balls.
Nice cut, top catch, block shot for Fudd. Just swiped it away. McGee, out of a double, throws it to Fudd. 4 seconds, Fudd glides in for 2. And that's it for the first quarter. A 5-0 finish for UConn, 19-14. Huskies lead it after 10.
The Huskies defense is blustering, and just like that, they take a 5-point lead. Azzi Fudd, what a finish.
Now if you're Creighton, 4 of 10. And 4 of their 5 made shots have been from beyond the arc as Williams. Intercept by Fudd, off to the races. Azzi Fudd in for 2.
This is second steal. Azzi Fudd's been able to get into a passing lane and essentially take off with a pick 6. She is anticipating at such a high level right now.
Timeout, Creighton believes 9 for UConn.
Really good read by Fudd. She's looking like a D-back in coverage. We already had the Super Bowl. Not so.
Azzi Fudd, good patience in there for the jumper. Their third field goal inside the arc. 3 ball, Azzi Fudd knocks it down. The swipe, shade, Fudd for 3, nails it for the Huskies. Solstein, Fudd again for 3, back-to-back, and a timeout from Jim Flannery. He's fumed, it's a 29-point UConn advantage.
Points off turnovers. Azzi Fudd, an absolute menace to Creighton right.
Fudd jabs, pulls up. She's got moves of an elite player.
Her shoulders are always square to the rim. It does not matter. Shot.
19 for Fudd off the miss. Here she comes. Fudd, handoff, trail, 3-pointer. It's good and a foul. Zabel rings the bell.
UConn was able to turn that into early offense.
Speaking of early offense, Azzi Fudd gets the offense going. UConn on the...
From that herself.
Yep. Forbes, unfortunately, gives it away. Once again, trying to catch that interior pass. Zabel on the break. Back to Fudd. Fudd with time, and she doesn't miss.
Well, as her mom, Katie Fudd, would say, if you Fudd around, you will find out. And you find out 3 things. If those is saying we can look down the bench and do a lot more things with what we have, like that.
And then at the top of the bench, yeah, you've got Azzi Fudd, who is red hot from beyond the arc, continues that streak here to open the second quarter. Now he's absolutely. So of course each team does have an appeal. If you get the appeal right, you maintain a timeout. If you lose the appeal, you lose a timeout. We'll keep you posted. Also keep you posted on what Azzi Fudd accomplishes. She already has 9 points.
Yeah, you go under the screen. She's going to pass that out from 3. Azzi Fudd, just a deliberate striker. Look at her mechanics. Just the moon ball triple, lift and flick ability, and catching and 30 points against Tennessee in that game. Yep. My goodness, I mean.
My goodness, as Volker gets in transition, but Fudd recovers, is able to disrupt. Got a hand on it. Strong came up short. Fudd with a shot fake, step drops it into mid-range. She is automatic and been so good this season.
Spinning and winning in transition and getting that deuce to go. And then Azzi Fudd, run her off the line if you want to.
Fudd beyond the arc. Oh, Azzi Fudd on fire here in Milwaukee.
And that's the resiliency of Azzi Fudd. Good job. Just trying to contain Azzi Fudd has not been an easy task, to say the least, in this first half.
Great ball movement. Fudd, the beneficiary. Azzi Fudd with 17 points before the halftime break.
Absolutely bananas. 5 knocked in triples for Azzi for UConn. She was amazing. 5 of 8 to be precise. You cannot go under screens on Azzi Fudd. She will make you pay time and time again. But for me, it's her ability to relocate and get to her sweet spots and her teammates' ability to find her there. They have Connecticut. I mean, she brings all that energy on the defensive end, and for a guard can get in there and rebound with the best of them. I mean, she just stays at such a high level.
Speaking of a high level, Azzi Fudd, are you kidding?
She's going to them out and try to attack like they did on that last possession that they found success.
Fudd trying to get the last shot. Fudd off the glass. Azzi Fudd surpassing 20 points before the end of the third quarter.
Well, Azzi Fudd is a lightning strike when it comes to her ability to finish plays. And just in the nick of time to close the third quarter, Azzi Fudd straight downhill, right to the money, and smooch up the window. Ooh, she almost traveled.
Strong yelling, trap, trap, trap. Fudd lays it in. And there is a whistle. Kara Consuegra calling a timeout after UConn's defense just strips the ball, and then Sarah Strong. I don't know what else to say here, Christy.
Yeah.
So dominant.
I do.
Yeah, I know you got something.
Hey, Hooper's hoop. Azzi Fudd, interception, and a touchdown on the other end for the Huskies.
With SIU Carbondale prior to that transferring in. But it's a steal. Fudd. Fudd on the other end. She is cooking.
Fudd off the screen. Fudd fires. Fudd, like she always does, scores some mid-range.
And patience. Azzi Fudd has been so good with her decision-making this season. UConn's been excellent on point. They haven't had easy looks at the rim.
Fudd for 3. Nails it for the Huskies.
Azzi Fudd's poise has been so impressive this season. Have to come to the ball hard. Hard cuts give you opportunities. Azzi Fudd is so smooth. You cannot take a step back off of her. She is a more than 40% shooter from 3. Her stats have been nearly perfect all season long. Every time I check them every week, it's like almost 50%. When they don't get rushed, they're getting good in rhythm opportunities.
Stripped by Strong. Steal for Connecticut.
She's making plays on defense, using her length to be disruptive.
3-point lead for Villanova. Fudd off the dribble, sinks it for 2.
I just love watching Azzi Fudd in the mid-range, kicking it off the dribble. She reads the defense so quickly now, and she's making those decisions at such a high level. Well, to score 36 points off turnovers.
Entry to Strong, good finish. Henry misses the 3, and I said, what's different from Harry? He said, nothing. It's all the same. Nothing's changed. Hunter Denise Dillon, who played for him. How about Fudd? The scoop on the move without glass. Chance at 3.
Azzi Fudd needs to take over in this game, especially in a period like this, where she's the most experienced player on the floor. She's got all the skill sets in the world, but most importantly, she's got the poise. And this is where that leadership piece has to come from her.
Strong in, Quinones out, and Fudd. What a season it's been. 46% from the 3. He roamed those halls, didn't he?
Yes, sure did.
Fudd nails the 3 for Connecticut. You have Strong, Williams, Shade, Fudd, and Arnold for UConn. Azzi Fudd ties the game off the bat with the 3.
Beautiful execution by UConn to start the game, having Fudd come off the screen on the baseline.
But the Wildcats will keep it.
Azzi Fudd does not need.
Cleans it up.
Boy, was that ball pressure better by UConn.
Fudd, bounce pass, a good one to Arnold. Moscow, by the way, her 12th 20-point game this season as Allen turns it over. El Alfie wants it. It's Fudd on a clear out. Azzi Fudd, mid-range off the dribble. She had a lot on her mind.
Ed, you're getting messy right now.
News of the day. Here's Fudd, long two. That's good for UConn. Fudd now with 20 for Connecticut.
Up into a UConn caliber player.
Strong sets a screen. Fudd hits it.
It's so in rhythm. Azzi Fudd is so smart reading multiple defenders out there at once, but she just never gets rushed. In the net, they've got to continue building from this type of game, though.
Last year's MOP of the tournament, Azzi Fudd. Yeah. Harry Peretta, 42 years, retired in 2020. Honored him with a plaque against Georgetown a few weeks back. 38 seconds. Strong. Wow.
Pressure going to go a long way in determining the outcome, and they force a turnover. Here comes Fudd back the other way. Turn out there.
She's a tough kid. Such a competitor, so mature.
Fudd all the way to the basket, going to the left hand and off the window for the bucket.
To force that turnover. And then on the other end, you watch Azzi Fudd keeping her head up. No one stops the UConn's defense.
Cutting down the lane, Quinones, and she lays it in. Another deflection, another steal by the Huskies.
Good active hands by Fudd.
Fudd 1-on-3. Sarah Strong. Yes, UConn on a 12-0 run and another steal.
Line.
KK Arnold gives it up.
That was well defended by Kay.
Down the lane.
Of the season.
And the pressure leads to another Providence turnover. Fudd lines it up. Azzi Fudd finally breaks the seal. Fudd around the Quinones screen, and that one is pure by Azzi Fudd. A sweeter, prettier jump shot in the nation than
you
Fudd.
see there just the...
Coming up on the midway point here of this third quarter, UConn leading Providence. They have been dominant from the outset. As Azzi Fudd knocks it away, another turnover, another steal. Women.
It's crazy. Crazy to think of the numbers of consecutive win streaks they've had.
Azzi Fudd makes it look so easy going to the left hand. Right down. Back the other way we go. Fudd lines it up and knocks it down.
With that flare screen to the shooter, and Fudd drills her first.
They're shooting 28% from three in the Big East.
Fudd answers right back.
And she's shooting 45% to lead the Big East. Easy money.
Back cut. Agibata could not handle the pass. Once again, the UConn defense generating offense. Fudd pulls up. Smooth.
What are you going to do with that? I mean, so shift. You know, they force the action. They get downhill.
Too good a look. I mean, one of the best in the country.
Leads the team in block shots. Got that one to go.
They screen for Fudd. She's doing it all this time for the mid-range. 13 to lead the way.
Off the bench, she has been solid.
Fudd feeling it to the baseline. Shade attacks that closeout, and she knocks down the pull-up jumper. Now Fudd with 13 of the 21 points. She connected on 5 of her 8 shots. Sarah Strong alone for AT&T, True TV, and HBO Max. Final regular season home game
to those turnovers.
Fudd, quick release, bottoms.
Quick as a hiccup on the floor right now.
Scott lost the handle, kept the possession over Alfrey, who recovers to put hands on the rebound, and now she's got it.
Get the deflection instead of going right to the body.
KK Arnold and the Huskies holding the Hoyas now to sub 30% shooting. There's another wild miss that Fudd collects. They'll hit ahead, Shade on the sprint outs.
In high school, we won that last game by 2 points. I can't even tell you how you're playing not to lose at that point.
Fudd is unstoppable.
The pity pat right there was nuts.
She goes to get it back.
But you have to do what got you there.
Only be 6 turnover there for UConn, and they steal.
It's not about pressure. It's about being present and taking it one day at a time.
Fudd with a nice find. Off the screen, perimeter. Back tap to Strong, and now Fudd in front of her friends. Knocked down.
UConn has kept under 8 made threes.
Good take, 24 and counting for Fudd. This end offensively. Sarah Strong gets the first look, and that. But feared is because they've got the depth, and this year they have the help.
Absolutely. I mean, they had a great team last year, but why they won a national championship was this kid right here. Azzi Fudd, I mean, the best thing about her game, we see the offense, but it's the fact that she's a two-way player as well. Doing what UConn in the three-point line because they gamble and help so much on defense.
Down here, they're shooting 57% from the floor, and the pull-up falls. 6 seconds, the differential. Shot and game clock here. Azzi Fudd with 2 buckets, 4 points. And this opening stanza. The pull-up has been her best friend. Game with 1. Shade hit another. Now Quinones. Fudd with the takeaway. Hits it out. Here comes KK Arnold. Running with Azzi Fudd. Get out! Deep touch for Sarah Strong. Quinones is back in the game. And off to Fudd. 2-player game on the blow ball. Fudd flips it up and in. The entry to Strong. Swing, swing. Fudd pays it off.
Dodge anybody. KK Arnold rings the bell. Well, of course, you knew Fudd and Strong can, but even Gino Auriemma said as Fudd lines it up and hits, he wasn't sure off the bench. Rallies it back to Fudd. Azzi Fudd is ready for the postseason.
But you mentioned the numbers she is putting up this season, best in her career. 45%, just is always in a ready-to-shoot position when she catches it. Feet squared, shoulders squared, that high arcing follow-through. 4th in the country, making more than 3 threes per game.
Individual. Shot clock at 8. And it's a hoisted 3, and it's a good 3. A little volleyball there from Sarah Strong.
That's the 2nd time she's done that.
Fudd glides in, Azzi Fudd.
We've seen Sarah Strong do this little tap multiple times in the game to lead UConn into transition. And then Azzi Fudd with the ball fake at the 3-point line. Strong take down that right side. Azzi Fudd up to 8 points in this first half.
Brady coming up next in the 4-5 matchup. That's stolen by Fudd. She's got Quinones Forrest. Down to 10. Davis serving, and that was telegraphed. Zabel. Oh, nifty pass to Fudd. A machine. The greatest program of all time. And in their Big East tournament opener, we're watching why. Well, amazing family.
Yeah, I love the smiles on the face, even though she had to come out with foul trouble. They're watching her get an earful from
2024. A calendar turn her freshman year as Fudd comes up with a steal. Up ahead, Zabel will lay right in.
Leading the Big East in steals per game.
The Huskies lead America in defense as Azzi Fudd lines it up. It's a long. Quinones to Fudd. Excellent shade. Brings it up. Fit in very nicely. Knows her spots. Down to 7. McGee had it taken by Fudd. They're the nation's best team in steals. 3-1.
Yeah, this is a UConn team that averages almost 16 steals per game, 25 turnovers forced. They are in every passing lane. They are denying every entry pass. And Azzi Fudd, she's talked about how she's really impressed with her defensive improvements this season. Azzi averages about 2.5 steals per game. She's become really good at jumping in those passing lanes and getting out and running it back for 2.
Yesterday, Sarah Williams has her season high with 14. And today, KK Arnold's matched her season high in the first 14 minutes of the game.
Yeah, yesterday no one really had a Azzi Fudd gets it to drop. Yes, unbelievable.
Kim, how about their ball pressure? It just doesn't waver. Best defense in the country as Fudd from the elbow. 11 for Azzi.
Azzi Fudd, we talked about her improved defense this year. Her instincts are really good. Anticipation skills, that's Now, a couple of times.
Predicated on.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a really good offensive team yesterday.
Folks!
Attention to detail. Not a crumb left.
She's got it again. Here goes Strong. Wow. Shot clock didn't reset. It's at 12. Fudd. Quinones. Oh, yeah! Gets left for Creighton. Down to 3. Down to 2 to beat the Horn. Shot clock down to 10. Fudd to Williams. Williams is able to hit. We went 26-7 on the year. And we look back at that as Fudd is able to hit it home.
Offensively.
Zabel. Ellie Zabel automatic. Shot clock at 5. Zedeker with 3. Gave it up to Fudd. That one spins off. Fudd on the offensive glass. Daisy Fudd.
Big guard getting after the offensive glass.
Was long, tipped down to number 35.
Multiple offensive rebounds early for UConn, and they made Villanova pay.
Allen was off. Here comes Fudd. And that's what coaches say, Ken. So Jim Flannery, the Creighton coach, told us yesterday as Fudd knocks it in. The depth.
It's picked up the last couple of possessions. They forced UConn into some turnovers.
This is the spot. Fudd and Heckel weren't having it. And Fudd's going to glide in.
And that's where their depth comes into play, because they can rotate in 2, 3, 4 more players who are bringing that same energy.
It belongs to the Huskies.
And it was Sarah Strong getting her hand on that bat.
Time that Villanova and UConn are meeting in the Big East Championship game. Back in 2003, Harry Paredes Wildcats pulled off. You can't leave Fudd.
They really just take a team out of their level of comfort. The defense to offense is what has just separated them from the pack in game after game this season.
1 second different shot in game. Fudd says forget about it. Fudd is unstoppable. Final seconds.
Championship expectations, and they have brought it every second of this first half of the championship game. Azzi Fudd showing
the basketball a little bit more. Azzi Fudd again! Wave after wave. Maya and Stewie. Fudd hits. Azzi is hot.
Azzi Fudd is
off the screen. Quinones with an air ball. Fudd just cleans it up. Azzi Fudd
for UTSA. Here's Hardaway shoveling a pass inside. Rowe loses it. Trying to go at Fudd, who has the 2 fouls. Sinai Bean couldn't finish. Shade with space. Connects on a 3.
Here's Hammonds. Edu knocked away. Another turnover.
To the cup. Trap here, and another steal. Strong and Fudd combine, and Strong lays it in. Strong, the mid, Fudd, got that one. Williams, back to Fudd. Fudd, pull-up jumper is good.
Azzi Fudd, just little ball, using the ball screen.
Fudd, little pull-up, sure.
Sarah Strong on that first possession.
Fudd knocks it away, chasing after it. Azzi Fudd dishes, and Shade lays it in. Izoje misses again. Fudd swiftly up the floor. Fudd, a little shake, and the reverse. Timeout, Syracuse.
Cute. Phenomenal move by Azzi Fudd, using the rim to protect her and finish. Big job denying, but Izoje still able to get to that 17-foot jumper.
Fudd connects. Career high 15 points. Fudd backdoor. What a delivery from Williams. And Fudd lays it in.
Beautiful cut from Azzi Fudd.
For Strong. Heckel has a lot of speed. And Quinones gets free to lay it in. It was decided by single digits. That was earlier this season against Michigan. Fudd, what a move, leaning and hitting. Here's Strong, motoring, kicking, Fudd, you bet!
Early here in this first quarter, already with 12, but Sarah Strong penetrate in, find the shooter. Looked a little irritable.
He was a little perturbed by things. Not with us, though. He's always wonderful with us. Fudd connects!
Since her freshman years, how quickly she gets her feet set. And such a beautiful stroke.
And now Fudd steals the Quinones rips it away. 13 turnovers for the Orange. Fudd dishes, Quinones connect.
Picking up 3 fouls in the first half. Coach Oriama's not going to let that happen again.
No, he's not. Fudd, you bet!
Nothing easy.
Fudd, catch, fire, again! Pass from Shade, back to Fudd. How about the mid-range? Oh yeah! A little bit of everything from Azzi Fudd. And another steal. Heckel dishes. Fudd one more. Again! Azzi Fudd is unconscious!
Azzi Fudd is on a burner here in this first half. We've seen it in the
great.
Gino Oriama told us this morning, I hope Azzi Fudd makes shots early. She made shots early and then kept making shots, especially from the three-point line, 6 of 9 from all over the floor in a variety of ways. The big smile on her face. What an incredible performance the first 20 minutes for Azzi Fudd.
Career high for any half with 26 points for Azzi Fudd, playing her final game here at camp. The other thing Connecticut did in that first half was force 16 turnovers. Here's Fudd, little pull-up, pick it up, right where she left off.
A really easy look at the hoop.
Arnold had Fudd in the corner, now finds her, oh my! 473, as Kentucky advances to the Sweet 16. Quinones buries the three. His work, and those two have had a good relationship since he recruited her. Fudd again!
Lineups brought to you by Capital One. We talked about Grant and Harris in the open, but Tony Salo as well is important. And I'll tell you, Azzi Fudd.
Our meeting yesterday, have you turned 18 yet? She said, yeah, I'm now 18, but she plays like she's probably about 20, 21.
By Sarah Strong, look at her run the floor as well, keeping her eyes up. Azzi Fudd finds Strong, that connection. Had a career high with 34 points, 8 threes in that win over Syracuse as they rolled over the Orange. And Quinones,
you know, to make some adjustments and address where he wants his offense.
Grant trying to get it inside to Harris, saying look the other way. Fudd with great defense. All up in her grill. Long range, neither team shooting the ball particularly well from beyond the arc. And Fudd takes it baseline.
All 5 players on the floor for North Carolina are three-point threat.
And in the first quarter, it was Carolina who was able to hold them off, but Azzi Fudd is starting to get rolling here.
She knew before she caught this, she was going to let it go. And it is textbook. Elbow over the knee. And look at that follow through. That's...
Laney Grant over to Toomey. He's stolen away.
Struggled in the first half, but the second half turned it up. But it was a full game. Nice cut.
This afternoon.
And she and Laney Grant.
That was quick release. Yeah. Talk about that textbook shot from Azzi Fudd. It was right there. Not much of an answer for this UConn offense who's gotten going. We were talking 2 straight wins for this program. Got to go back to stealing things starting to fall apart for the Tar Heels as a reverse layup for Sarah Strong.
See Notre Dame playing way off of Sarah Williams, not worried about her from the perimeter.
Fudd, little pull-up is good. Azzi Fudd Thought it was helpful. They had seen UConn earlier this season. As Strong muscles in. Off, Hidalgo collects, 8 seconds left. Hidalgo in some trouble. Fudd comes up with it, and Quiñones will lay it in. And that'll end the first. 12 for Blanca Quiñones.
Making an impact, and Blanca Quiñones is as well.
Stay tuned after this message. Here's Fudd, the leaner is true. Pass was coming back to. Here is Fudd. Strong mid-range is feathery. A trip to the Final Four on the line today. Azzi Fudd flipping it up and in off the window. Hidalgo sees a seam and it's stripped by Fudd. Arnold comes up with it. Great hands from Azzi Fudd.
I can't tell. It's last to touch, first to touch. So Strong hit it, but did Notre Dame hit it again before it went into the backcourt? That is the issue.
Gets it over to Fudd. Fudd guarded by Hidalgo. Quiñones connects. Fudd didn't take it. Drives and finishes. Plus the foul.
Both Sarah Strong and Azzi Fudd, the offensive leaders for the UConn Huskies all season long, have come alive again here in the fourth quarter. Off balance, mid-range, Azzi Fudd able to get it to drop. A little tap on the left hand and follow through with the right.
UConn finally getting some shots to drop. As Fudd gains.
Yes.
Hidalgo has it taken away by Fudd. Hidalgo trying to get it back. Nearly did. Fudd surrounded. And Hidalgo finally fouled. 3 seed and the 2 seed to get here. Niele Ivey's first trip to the Elite Eight as a head coach, had plenty as an assistant, and at the roll, and Okot the rebound. Good pressure from UConn. Here's Fudd, circling, kicking, 5 to shoot. Heckel fading and knocking it down. They have 7 offensive rebounds. Fudd out to Strong, doesn't take, gonna drive it instead and finish the lay. Fudd fires in, Quiñones puts it down in a crowd. Somehow was able to hang on and finish. Off the mark. Arnold caught flat-footed. Edwards couldn't put it in. Here comes Fudd. Fudd wheeling into the paint. Azzi Fudd is on the board. With her first field goal, the Final Four in UConn getting the touch. Strong back to Shade. Shade on the drive. Has it deflected. Fudd over to Quiñones. Her 3 is good. 1 of 11 now. 2 for their last 2. Fudd, can she get in on the act? You bet! Gino playing out here as Fudd connects. Her second straight 3.
Fudd coming alive from deep the last couple of minutes. A really nice screen by Sarah Strong as Azzi Fudd gets the look in the corner. You see her teammates feeling a little bit fired up.
Trying to come free. Hounded by Tessa Johnson. Strong will fire and hit.